So in this video, we are going to learn how to send content based on user's choice on form submission. Now suppose guys, you have created an online form using Google Forms, and in that Google form, you're asking your users some kind of details, and on that basis, what option they select in the form, you want to share some kind of files. It can be some product brochures, some travel brochures, or some content or anything like this. So here guys, let me tell you, you can actually automate this process. So using this automation, whenever a new form will be submitted in Google Drive, automatically the option for the product or option for the service or the content the user is selecting in form submission, we are going to send that same content or same product or same detail, same data via email to the same user who is submitting the file. Now, if you want to know how you can set up this automation, for that you just have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Google Forms to Gmail. And then just click on Create. Now you can see that our workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have 2 different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on. Where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with our trigger window. Now the idea here is, first, we have to connect the form which we have created using Google Forms with Pabbly Connect, so that every time we receive a new form submission, a new form response in this Google form, the details of that form submission will also be captured inside Pabbly Connect and this automation workflow will trigger. So here in my Google Forms account, I have created this product brochure form. Let's suppose I have created this form and shared it with my users or added this form on my website. Now, every time a user is going to enter the details in this form and select the product for which they want to get the brochure, I want to send the brochure of the product which they are selecting from this drop down and send that brochure to the person who has submitted the form via email. So whatever product they are going to select, whatever thing or whatever content type or whatever details they are going to select over here in this form, on that basis, we will be sending them an email with that products or contents detail. So I just took an example of these product brochures, but instead of this, you can set up this automation for any kind of product or any kind of content or use case of your choice. So here I have 3 different products. First one is Pabbly Connect, second one is Pabbly Subscription Billing, and third one is Pabbly Email Marketing. Now let's suppose a user is going to enter their details over here and select this product as Pabbly Connect. So using this automation, I want to send the brochure of Pabbly Connect, the product details of Pabbly Connect, the document or the file or the content for that as an email to the user. If they select Pabbly Subscription Billing, I want to send the details of that particular product with email. And if they select this third product, Pabbly Email Marketing, then I want to send the product details of that particular product to them via email. So we are going to set up an automation with this kind of condition. So first, we have to connect our Google Forms account with Pabbly Connect in the trigger window. And to do this, here in our Pabbly Connect workflow in this trigger window, in Choose App, search for Google Forms. Just select it. After selecting Google Forms in trigger event from this drop-down, select the trigger event as New Response Received. After selecting our trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. So we have to use this webhook URL to connect our Google Forms with Pabbly Connect and get the Google Form submission data. And we have to follow these instructions given below over here to get these details, to add this webhook URL in Google Forms and connect it. So we all know that the responses, the form submission data of Google Forms are stored into a Google Sheet. So what we have to do, we have to basically add this webhook URL in that Google Sheet. Just copy this webhook URL from here and go to the form which you have created. Right now, we are in the questions tab of this form. On the right side, just go to this responses tab. And here you can see an option of link to sheets. Just select it. Select create a new spreadsheet and click on this create button over here. Then we will see in a new tab, a Google Sheet will open in front of us. And this is the exact same Google Sheet. This is the exact same spreadsheet in which the form submission, the form responses from this Google form will be stored. So from this Google Sheet, we will be sending the form submission data to Pabbly Connect. So we have to basically add the webhook URL in this Google Sheet. And to add it, just go to Extensions, Add-ons and click on Get Add-ons. After clicking on Get Add-ons, here you will reach to Google Workspace Marketplace. And here in Search app, we have to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Here you can see that Pabbly Connect Webhooks, this add-on is already installed in my Google Sheet. You just have to install this same add-on into your own Google Sheets account, and after installing it, just refresh your Google Sheets once. After refreshing our Google Sheets, just go to Extensions and this time you will see Pabbly Connect Webhooks. This add-on can be seen over here. Just hover on it and under it, click on this Initial Setup button. Now when we click on Initial Setup, this box appears in front of us. And here in this box, it is basically asking us three different things. First one is the selected sheet, second one is the webhook URL, and third one is the trigger column. Now because in this Google spreadsheet, we have only one sheet named as Form Response 1. That is why by default, it has selected that sheet over here, that the data from which particular sheet we want Google Sheets to send. So we are going to send this data from Form Response 1, this sheet over here. After this, it is asking us for the webhook URL. Now here in this field of webhook URL, we have to paste the exact same webhook URL which Pabbly Connect gave us. Just copy this from here and then paste it over here in this field. After pasting the webhook URL, the last thing it asks us is the trigger column. Now here you must be thinking, what is this trigger column? So trigger column is basically the last data entry column of our Google Sheet. So here in the background, you can see that in this particular Google Sheet, in this particular forms response sheet, here column E is the last column in which any of my data exists. After column E, in any of the column, none of my data does not exist. So I will be selecting my last column as my trigger column. So I'm going to enter column E over here. After entering this, just click on this submit button over here. And after clicking on submit, it is showing us setup configured successfully. After this, just close this window, go to Extensions, Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and this time we have to select this Send on Event option. By selecting Send on Event, we are telling this Google Sheet, we are telling this add-on that whenever data in a new row, a new form submission or new form response is added in our Google Sheet till our trigger column, instantly, immediately send that data to Pabbly Connect using this webhook URL. So the connection between this Google Forms, or should we say Google Sheet and Pabbly Connect, is now completed. Now after making this connection, here in Pabbly Connect, it is showing us waiting for webhook response. This means Pabbly Connect is waiting to get some response, some data from Google Forms of a new form submission. So let's make a test form submission in this form. Just click on this preview button and then let's enter the details of a new user, a dummy user. For example, the name of this person is demo user. This is the name. This is the email address. So whatever email address the user is going to enter while submitting this form, on the same email address, we will send the details for the content or the requested product details to them which they have asked for. Now after this, let's add a dummy mobile number over here as well. And this time, let's for making this test form submission, select the product as Pabbly Connect. So while setting up this automation, we will be sending the product details of this Pabbly Connect product over here to this user with an email. After this, just click on submit over here. Now when we click on submit, here you can see that we have made a test form submission, a dummy form submission in Google Forms. And because we have connected this Google Forms with Pabbly Connect, here you will see that as this form submission data, as this form response is added in Google Sheet in a new row, instantly within seconds, the same form response will be received inside Pabbly Connect. And yes, here in our Pabbly Connect workflow in this trigger window, you can see that we have received the response. And in this response, you will see all the details of the exact same form submission. Here you can see the same name, same email address, same mobile number, and here in product, you can see the same product which we have selected while making this form submission. This means the connection between Google Forms and Pabbly Connect is working perfectly fine. Now, every time we are going to receive a new form submission, the details of that form submission will be received inside Pabbly Connect, and this automation workflow will trigger, it will start. So the step 1 of setting up this automation is completed. Now after this, let's move to step 2. And in step 2, we want to get the details or the link of the product details or the content of this particular product which the user has selected. So we have added 3 different products in our form. And here all of these 3 different products have a different link, a different URL of product brochure. So here I'm just taking an example of URL, but basically you can add some kind of content, some kind of text or anything like that. So here guys, we have to add a condition in such a way that whatever product the user is selecting, whatever product we are getting from form response, we want to get or send the details of the same product with an email. So what we are going to use, we are going to use a feature of Pabbly Connect that is called lookup table. Just scroll down, come to our action window and here in choose app, search for lookup table. Just select it. After selecting lookup table in action event, once again select lookup table and click on connect. After clicking on connect, the first thing it asks us is the lookup key. That what is the lookup key, what is the response or what is the value on which basis, on what response basis we will be deciding that what is the link or the content which is supposed to send on email. So we will be deciding on the basis of this response of product. So according to my form which I have created, on the basis of product selected by user, we will be deciding what is the link or what is the brochure which we are supposed to send. In your Google form, whatever field, whatever option you have given in your Google form to your users, you have to select that particular option, that particular field over here. So here in this lookup key field, what we have to do, we have to map the response of this particular field over here in this lookup key field. And guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field and here in the drop down, you will see a list of all the responses which we have received from Google Form, all the form submission details which we have received in our trigger window. And out of all of these responses, select this response of product and map it. So whatever response, whatever detail or whatever form submission data we are receiving for this particular response of product, on that basis, we will decide what is the link of the brochure which we are supposed to send on email. So we have mapped the lookup key. Then it is asking us for the fallback value and the help text says the value to be used if we do not find a matching value in lookup table. So we have basically added a drop down over here. This means we are going to get a response out of only these 3 responses. That is why here you can see that we can ignore this field of fallback value for now. Then here it is asking us for the field of lookup table. Now here guys, in this lookup table, we have to basically enter the label, the value or the response which we will be getting from form submission. Like in form submission, we will be either getting a response of Pabbly Connect or Pabbly subscription billing or Pabbly email marketing. We have given 3 options over here. We will be getting a one response out of these 3. And here guys, in lookup table, in label, we have to enter the same responses which we will be getting from Google Form submission. And after that, what is the value, what is the link or the URL of that particular product brochure which we have to give? We have to enter that particular URL over here in this value field. For example, I'll add the lookup label as Pabbly Connect. This is a response. And in front of it, I have to mention the link, the URL of the document which we have to give if the user selects Pabbly Connect over here. So here guys, I have already copied the link of the brochure for all of these 3 products. So the link of this Pabbly Connect, I'll just copy it from here and then I'll paste it over here. Now, if we get Pabbly Connect in this response of lookup key, if we get Pabbly Connect in form submission, then in the response of lookup table, we will get this link. But we have 2 more products to add over here in this lookup table. Just click on this plus button on the right side and here in label, we have to enter the name of the second product or the second condition or second type of content which we get. That is Pabbly subscription billing. So I will be adding Pabbly subscription billing over here in this label, the response which we will be getting from form submission. And if the user selects Pabbly subscription billing, in value, we want to add the URL. We want to send the link of Pabbly subscription billings brochure. So I will be adding the brochure link of that particular product over here. Then we have another condition, we have another product that is Pabbly email marketing. So we'll enter the exact same name over here in label. And then here in value, we will be mentioning the link of the product or the response which we want to get if the user selects Pabbly's email marketing. And after creating this kind of label by entering the exact name which we have entered in form submission over here in label section and mentioning the value of that particular label in front of it, just click on save and send test request. Now, when we click on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received some response. And in this response, you can select the label, that the label which we have mapped, the lookup key which we have mapped or which we have received from form submission is Pabbly Connect. And here in response, we have received the value which we have added in this lookup table in front of it. So here you can see that if we get Pabbly Connect from form submission in from response, then in the response of lookup table, we will get this link of Pabbly Connect which we have added in this lookup table, in this value in front of Pabbly Connect. If we get Pabbly subscription billing, so let's check it. I'll just add Pabbly subscription billing once. I'll just paste it over here in lookup key and I will click on Save and Send Test Request. Now, if we get Pabbly subscription billing, for example, from form submission, then here in response of value, we will get the value which we have added in this lookup table in front of Pabbly subscription billing. If we get Pabbly email marketing from form response, if the user select Pabbly email marketing as the product, then here in the response of lookup table, we will get the value in front of Pabbly email marketing which we have entered. That's the brochure link of Pabbly email marketing. So in this way, in this video, I just took an example of products and its brochure link. But instead of this, you can basically use the same condition, the same logic or lookup table for any kind of text. Here, instead of links, you can enter some kind of words, some kind of text, some content, paragraphs, or any kind of data over here. So let's map the response which we have received from Google Forms over here, the product name, and then click on Save and Send Test Request once again. And here, because we have received Pabbly Connect as a response from Google Forms, that's why here in the response of lookup table, we will get Pabbly Connect over here. So we have received the form response, means the request from the user for which they want the product details. And then we have also received the link or the URL of the product requested by the user. Now what we have to do, we just have to send this document, this PDF link as an email to the same user. And to send the email, we will be using Gmail. So just scroll down, click on this Add Action Step button, and here in Choose App, search for Gmail over here. Just select Gmail. After selecting Gmail, in Action Event from this drop-down, select the action event as Send Email. Then just click on Connect and select Add New Connection over here. Now here guys, we have to connect our Gmail account with Pabbly Connect over here. And we have to connect the exact same Gmail account using which we want to send the email to the users who are submitting the form with product brochure. So just click on this Connect with Gmail button and select the Gmail account using which you want to send the emails to the users. Just scroll down and click on Allow. And as you click on Allow, we will see our Gmail account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After connecting our Gmail account with Pabbly Connect, the first thing it asks us is the recipient email address. That what is the email address of the user to whom we want to send the email with the brochure of the product which we have selected over here, which we have requested for. So we have received the email address of the user who has submitted the form in our triggered response in Pabbly Connect workflow. And here guys, from these responses, we have received the email address as well. And we are going to map this response of email address which they have entered while submitting the form in this recipient email address field. And as you all know, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field and here in the drop down from Google Form Responses, select this response of email and map it over here. After mapping the recipient email address, it is asking us CC and BCC. So if you want to add some emails in CC or BCC of the email, you can add those emails as well over here. After this, the next thing it asks us is the sender name. That by what name you want to send the email. For example, I want the sender's name to be Pabbly. I want to send the email by the name of Pabbly over here. Then it is asking us for the email subject, that what is the subject line of the email which we are sending. So here I want my subject line to be product brochure of, and then here I want to mention the name of the same product which they have selected while submitting the form. So from Google Form Responses, whatever product name they have selected, whatever product they have selected over here, for which we will be sending the brochure, we are going to map that particular product name over here. So if they have selected Pabbly Connect while submitting the form, we will be mapping or we will be sending an email with the subject line of product brochure of Pabbly Connect. If they have selected Pabbly subscription billing, then the email subject line will be product brochure of Pabbly subscription billing. So whatever product, whatever content type they are going to select, with the same product name, we are going to send the email subject line. Then it is asking us reply to. So if you want to add some kind of reply to emails, you can add that email address over here. Then it is asking us for email content type. So what is the type of content over here which we want to send? So here in this drop down, we have two different options. Either we can create a plain text email or we can create an HTML based email. So here guys, we want to send a plain text email. So I'll just select it over here. If you want, you can select HTML and create the HTML body of your email as well. Then at last, it is asking us for the email content. That what is the body, what is the content of the email which we are sending. So I want my email body to be hello, and after hello, I want to mention the name of this person to whom we are sending the email, who has submitted the form. So from Google Form responses, we are going to select and map the response of the name of the person. Then I want my email to be. So this is the email body which I want to send. I hope this email finds you well. I wanted to follow up on the recent request for information regarding our product. As promised, I have attached the product brochure you requested, which provides a comprehensive overview of our offering. Thank you. Regards. So this is the kind of simple email which I have created right now, which I want to send over here to the user who is submitting the form with the particular product brochure. Now here guys, instead of this, you can basically select any email of your choice. You can basically create any email body of your choice according to your requirement. It can be a short email or long email, or you can basically map any data. Like we have mapped the name of the person after hello. So whatever the name and your user is going to enter while submitting the form, with the same name, the email will be sent. Instead of this, if you want, you can add some other details from form submission which you have received as well. After creating the email content, here it is asking us file name and attachment. So here we have an option to send some kind of attachments with this email as well. So we want to send the product brochure, the PDF, we have the PDF link of the product brochure which the user has selected, and we want to send these product brochures as an email with this attachment. So here from lookup table, we have received the response of the link of basically the product brochure link which the user has requested for. So in this test form submission, user has asked for the product brochure of Pabbly Connect, and here in the response of lookup table, after creating this lookup table, we have received the response of the product brochure for the same product the user has requested for. So from this response, we are going to map this response of result value of lookup table over here in this attachment field. Just click here, and from the drop down from lookup table responses, map the response of the link. If you're basically sending some kind of text content over here, you can basically map this response of lookup table in your email body as well if you want. So if you are not sending any kind of link or product brochure or attachment, if you are sending some kind of text on the basis of the request user made on form submission, you can map the same response of lookup table in your email content as well. Then it is asking us for the file name, that what is the name of this file, and we have to enter the file name with proper extension. So the name of this file will be the name of the product the user has selected, and then we are going to add the extension as .pdf, because all of these files are PDF files, PDF link. So the name of the file will be product name which they have selected and .pdf. And after entering or creating the email body, entering the subject line and mapping the attachments which you want to send, mapping the content which you want to send, just click on this Save and Send Test Request button. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received some response. And in this response, you can see the email body which we have created over here. This response shows this email body, an email with this body, this subject line, and an email with this attachment and this file name is been sent to the same user who has submitted the form, the same recipient email which we have mapped over here. So let's check the email inbox of this email address which we have entered while submitting the form. We will go to the Gmail account, and yes, here you can see that just now this user, the same email address which we have entered while making this test form submission, on that email address we have received an email, and the sender's name is Pabbly, the same sender's name which we have entered over here in this Gmail Actions tab. We will open this email, and this email says hello demo users, means the same name of the person which we have mapped while creating this email body, the same name which we have entered while submitting this form. The subject line is product brochure of Pabbly Connect, the same product which we have selected while making the test form submission. Here you can see the same email body which we have created in this email content field. And then here you can see that we have also received a PDF file attachment for the product which we have requested in this email. We will open this attachment, and this is the same product brochure, the brochure of the same product which we have entered, whose link we have entered in this lookup table step over here. This means the automation workflow which we have created using Pabbly Connect between Google Form and Gmail, this automation is working perfectly fine. And using this automation, whenever we are going to receive a new form submission, a new form response in Google Forms, the product or the service or the content which the user is going to select in this Google form, the details or the product brochure or the link of that same product brochure will be sent to the same user on their entered email address via Gmail over here. Now guys, after setting up this automation, let's test this automation workflow once. We will once again go back to our Google form which we have created, and this time we are going to make a new form submission with the details of a new user. For example, the name of the person is test user. This is the email address of the person. And then here we are going to enter another dummy mobile number. And this time let's select the product as Pabbly subscription billing and click on submit. So just now we have received a new form submission, a new request of product brochure using Google Forms for Pabbly subscription billing. And we will see as we receive this response, instantly within few seconds, an email will be sent to the same user who has submitted the form. So basically we are going to receive the email on the same email address right now, but whatever email address the user is going to enter while submitting the form, on that email in real time the email will be sent. And here you can see that we have received a new email over here. The subject line is product brochure of Pabbly subscription billing. And this email is being sent to the same user whose email address we have entered while submitting the form. Here you can see the same email body, and in attachment, you can see the attachment, the brochure of the product Pabbly subscription billing which they have selected while submitting the form. So we have tested this automation in real time, and this automation is working perfectly fine. So not just these applications, you can connect plenty of other applications with Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing. You will find the clone link of this exact same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can actually clone this same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this automation workflow for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down your suggestions, and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.